Since before I even touched the medium known as visual novels, I knew of a game that I actually saw in many of my anime fan friends' Steam libraries. A game so audacious, so catacious, that I could only onlook in horror. And here we are today playing it, the one and only Nekopara.
そりゃ違うよ。
さよなら。誰なの？私も好きですよ。バカ。Let's say Neko Paradise.
Since I don't have a lot of time this month and Nekopara games are short, I thought I'd give them all a go and review one for each week of May, because when you think of May, clearly you think of Catgirls. Nekopara is a rather popular eroge series that can be found on Steam amongst other places. It seems to be well known and may have even been one of those games you'd send to your friends when it was on sale for $3 before those anime hentai games started flooding the Steam market. Each game focuses on different characters, the priority of which going to the Catgirls. And the Catgirls we are focusing on today are the two and only mascots of my Steam profile page, Chocolate and Vanilla. So let's get introduced to Nekopara Volume 1.
Nekopara.
The game starts with Kasho of the Minazuki household getting ready to open his new bakery. As boxes are still being moved in, he gets two unexpected large boxes which, surprise surprise, aren't cake pans. With a reluctance, Kasho accepts his family's catgirls gone rogue for a few days whilst preparing for his bakery's launch. Kasho slowly learns some things about taking care of catgirls that he conveniently didn't know despite having lived with 6 of them for 2 years, but I'm sure it's not for the convenience of the reader or anything. Whilst the original intention was to send Chocolate and Vanilla home, after a few days, after a bit of coercing, he decides to allow them to stay. As Kasho is now in the possession of the 2 sneaky catgirls, they beg for him to allow them to help with the bakery, and he eventually gives in. They train to perfect, or at least become decent, at being a bakery cafe waitress. From here, a couple of different arcs/scenes occur. Shigure, Kasho's younger sister, who is literally in love with her brother, comes to visit one day, once by herself, and again with the other Minazuki catgirls, Coconuts, Cinnamon, Maple, and Azuki. As it seems Chocolate and Vanilla are ready, they begin to train for their bell exam with the help of their fellow older sisters. A bell is essentially the symbol of an independent catgirl and is a sign that the catgirl who owns the bell is well-mannered, civilized, and adapted to modern society or something like that. They of course succeed and are now responsible catgirls. The next scenes lead to what we have all been waiting for. The harem. At least the first third of it. As the catgirls spend a lot of time with their master, they begin to develop feelings for him. First Chocolate and then Vanilla. And no, before you ask, catgirls don't care about you having other catgirl lovers as long as you love them all equally. Their words, not mine. If you bought the adult patch, which I didn't because for one, it is almost the same price as the base game, for two, I'm broke, you'd of course be getting some lovely scenes right about now. Following this, Kasho takes his 2 new catpanions out on a date at the amusement park as both a date and a bit of a break, as Kasho has been overworking himself and the catgirls have been doing a good job. The day seemingly goes well and everyone ends up happily ever sick. Well, just Kasho actually, who ended up overworking himself to the point where he got himself sick. Whoops. The catgirls are left to take care of him, but worry as he gets sicker throughout the night, and eventually Chocolate and Vanilla go out to find a doctor. However, their actions would not bear fruit, as the only clinic they know of is closed, and even worse, they did not bring their bells, which is a problem as it is illegal for a catgirl to go out without their owner and without a bell. Of course, they are found by the police, who do not believe their story. But luckily, Kasho pushed himself to look for them and successfully prevent their cat incarceration. The story ends with Kasho coming back to his bakery and finding the rest of the catgirls, along with Shigure, ready to work, essentially setting the scene for the next volume of Neko Para.
Nekopara.
The game uses a very typical visual novel format without any special mechanics implemented. Well, the settings menu does have one thing that may be to your liking. Nekopara shines in its presentation. The backgrounds are bright and detailed, the CGs are beautiful, and the talking and body animations are actually decently lively and do add a lot of personality to the series, which you'll come to know if you play this novel and its sequels. The music is kind of repetitive at points, but all the tracks are fitting and catchy, so it's not too much of a problem really. Yet. One thing I really love about Nekopara is the scene transition CGs. They are definitely one of my favorite things about this visual novel, for sure.
Nekopara.
Nekopara was definitely created as an orage at the end of the day. The story is of course shallow compared to the game's main purpose, so does that mean the game is not worth playing? Well, I wouldn't exactly say so. If you like slice of life, I think Nekopara Volume 1 is a nice experience. It's not long and the story is not thought-provoking at all, but it's short, sweet, and at least has some personality compared to some of its other competitors. Of course, I do not believe the game is worth its price of $11. The game will take you around 3 hours to read entirely at most, and despite its high production value, that just isn't long enough to recommend something at that price, especially when you can get 50+ hour visual novels on sale for around that price as well. If you happen to want the adult DLC content too, that'll run you for almost the entire price of the game again. However, Nekopara is worth it if you can manage to get it on sale. I believe the series regularly goes on sale for about 75% off, so you could probably get all of the Nekopara games, including the side stories, for around $20, probably excluding the 4th volume for now, which came out recently. The wonderful Neko Paradise found in these games is certainly unique. Nekopara Volume 1 is probably the worst of the series. Despite the sequels following the same format, I believe they do a lot of the things better than the first volume. That's honestly all I have to say about this game. Who is your favorite catgirl from the series? I mean, we all know Azuki is the best, but who could be the contender for the second spot? I do my best to respond to comments timely, and a like would always help if you feel like it. Otherwise, until next week, my fellow cat patriots. See what I did there? Compatriots, cat patriots. It's funny, whatever, bye.